Good morning, all of you. So now we will start today.
Good morning, ma'am.
I told you not to repeat again and again. Now we will start how to compare different countries or states. Yesterday we have discussed about development, different developmental goals and national development. And the basic goal of everyone is to income. But how to compare different countries or states? For this, we will just discuss about comparison to compare different countries. The criteria we may use to compare depends on the purpose of comparison. Suppose we want to make a list of the students who are good in sports, because we have to make a list of the students. Sports team banani hai. For that, it will be a different criteria if a music team, a debate team, or team to organize a picnic. So everybody is having a different criteria. Usually we take one or more important characteristics of persons and compare them based on these. When we compare different things, they could be have similarities as well as the differences. Now we have to compare different students, but they different in their heights, weight, health, talents, and interest. Maybe the healthiest student of your class may not be the most studious one, or the most intelligent student not be the friendliest one. So how do we compare students? So the criteria we may use depends on the purpose of comparison. Now there will be differences about what are important characteristics that should form the basis of comparison. But still, for comparing countries, their income is the most important attributes. More developed or the countries with higher income than others with less income. When we are talking about the income criteria for comparing different countries, so automatically we will divide the countries into two categories: rich and poor, or developed or less developed or developing. This is based on the understanding that more income means, when we are talking about the more income, more of all things. Automatically, when we are having a good income, so we can purchase more goods that human being need. Whatever people like and should have, they will be able to get with greater income. Since we are having good income, automatically we can purchase lots of goods. So greater income is itself considered to be one important goal. And that's why in the beginning also we discussed about this thing, that most important criteria for the development is income based. So for compare countries also, their income is the most important attribute. However, but now how we will get the income of a country? Normally the incomes of the country Aman, what will be the income of the country? Aman. Aman, what will be the income of a country? Yesterday, I told you something about the income of a country, or we will call it national income. Any other?
Ma'am, we also called per capita income.
No, not per capita income. We
Ma'am,
are
gross
talking
national income.
gross national income. But how we will get the national income? Yesterday also, we shared something.
Ma'am, it can
Depending
depend
upon
on
income of the
population.
residents.
Beta, one by one.
Ma'am, population. It
No.
can depend upon.
Depending on total number of
Aditya.
population upon
Aditya,
total
you will
income
give the
of
answer. Stop it. Aditya. Aditya Chaudhary. Where is Aditya? Okay, now, if you are not able to give the answer, I just want to share. When we are talking about the national income means total incomes of the country. That means income of all the residents in a country is called national income. And just now you were telling about the per capita income. Per capita income, we can get it from national income. When we are talking about the national income, just like what is the result of your school? The result of your school तो कोई exam देता नहीं है. That means result of the school, all the students. So same manner when we are talking about the income of the country, that means income of all the residents in a country. So for comparison between countries, total income, but it is not the most important criteria because countries have different population. Countries have different populations. So automatically India will be having more national income. To find the income, we take the average income, which means total income of the country and it's divided by the country's population. Like in maths, आप averages निकालते हैं. Averages means sum of deviations upon number of deviations. So same manner in to get per capita income, we will divide population upon number of citizens, number of residents, population. So average income is also called per capita income. In World Development Report, so this criteria is actually used by World Development Report, that is World Bank. 2006, because you are having different books, different years books, so criteria will also be different. In 2000 report of World Bank, classify countries into two categories, rich or poor. Countries with per capita income 4,53,000 per person per annum.
अम्मा हलवा देना.
What is this nonsense?
हमको ये हलवा मांग रहा है.
भाई कुछ चाहिए हलवा.
Countries with per capita income rupees 4,53,000 per annum and above are called rich countries, and the countries whose per capita income is 37,000 or less are called low income categories, low income countries. India comes in the category of low income because according to 2004, India's per capita income was 28,000 per person per annum. So you can easily understand India is low income categories. The rich countries, excluding countries of Middle East and certain other small countries, are called developed countries. That means the countries whose income, who are called rich countries, those per capita income is more than 4,53,000 is considered as a developed or rich nation. But when we will use this criteria, that is average income. Averages are useful for comparison. But certain limitations are also there for comparing different countries. This you can see the table, this page of your NCERT book. You will see table 1.2, comparison of two countries, country A, country B. And if you will see this is a monthly income of citizen in 2007. Now we are comparing two different countries, countries A and countries B. There are 5 citizens in a country, and first we will discuss about the country A division of income, distribution of income. Country A, first citizen 9,500, second 10,500, third 9,800, and fourth citizen 10,000, and fifth citizen 10,200. And I think you can easily get the average. And average will be 10,000. And if you will see country B, 1 to 4 citizens of the country are having average income 500. And fifth citizen of the country is having the income of 4,800. And if you will get the average will be same. Now, will you be equally happy to live in both these countries? अगर आपको बोला जाए कि आप कौन सी कंट्री में रहना चाहेंगे, automatically, according to average, both are equally developed. But some of us may like to live in country B if we will open all the information. And in country B, if we want to live in country B, unless and until we will not get the assurance that we will be the 5th citizens of a country, automatically you want to become the rich. If it is a lottery, suppose purchase system will be there, that decide our citizenship number, then perhaps most of you will prefer to live in a country A, even though both the countries have identical average income. Country A is preferred because it has equitable distribution. And in country A, people are neither very rich nor extremely poor like country B. In country B, we can easily find one person is having maximum income, 48,000, and maximum people are poor, extremely poor. So while average is useful, this is the limitations. This is the limitations of averages. This is your NCERT question also. What are the limitations of averages? So averages are useful for comparison, but they also hide disparity, as well as it does not tell us how this income is distributed among people. And now you just see the picture. 4 chairs, 5 persons. All are equally sharing the resources of the country. We made the chairs and we use them. Yani whatever the resources of the country, they all are equally using it. And the second picture depicts country with rich and poor. 4 chairs and 1 person. Like country B, whose income is 48,000. And second image, in a second picture, 2 chairs, 4 persons. That means these 4 persons made the chairs, and the person who is lying on the chairs, 4 chairs, took them because he is having all the resources. And we can use another name of this. In the previous section, previous part, we told you 2 words, growth and development. When we are talking about the economic growth in picture second, where country with rich and poor. This is economic growth. But when we are talking about the economic development, that means picture 1, country with no rich and no poor. That means all are having economic growth with social justice. And social justice kya hai? That is, everybody is utilizing the resources in a proper manner. So ये है आपका picture number 1, economic development. And most of us like to prefer economic development, not growth. Growth in that condition when we will be that person who is taking the benefits of all the resources. I think, is it clear to all? And now I will ask a question, and whosoever name I will take, you will give the answer. Yes. Divyansh. What is the difference between economic growth and economic development? What do you mean by economic growth or economic development?
Ma'am, economic growth or economic development?
Yes. Open your videos. Who told you to close your videos?
मैम इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट में तो मैम हमारी जो हम पैसा कमाते हैं, जैसे मैम उसकी डेवलपमेंट हो जाती है.
I'm not able to get your point. I'm not able to get your point. And what about all? Why don't you open your videos? Now Daksh. Daksh. Daksh, I told you I am unmuted. Okay, I think some technical problem. So due to this, I am not able to unmute. But still, tomorrow we'll discuss because now time is almost over. Only 2-3 minutes are there. And in the meanwhile, you can give your queries. If you are not able to get, you can give me in writing. Text form also, messages bhi kar sakte hain. Okay. Now, good day. Tomorrow is Sunday, and so we will discuss on Monday and the meeting.